Welcome into 11warriors.com web report. Beau and Dan here. We got an announcement. We got a board meeting. We got all this. Thank God this thing's finally over. It's amazing, or about over. It's amazing how long it's been. You and I were doing the television show, and we had a graphic up that went all the way. You forget it was July 23rd. Like, we're 30 days into this thing, finally coming to an end. One of the big losses in this is that we have not had a chance to see this team practice much. We haven't gotten to talk to any of the players since media day, so we're trying to make judgments on what this roster will look like based on last spring and just kind of our own knowledge of it. You did get a chance on Saturday to see it. What are some things that jumped out to you that you were able to see in the limited time that you were able to see the team on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's tough because we're 10 days away and we haven't talked to anyone on the team yet. But, I mean, you just look at this team. I mean, this is still, regardless of what happens this week, this is still one of the most talented teams in the country. I mean, you've got a really promising quarterback in Dwayne Haskins. You've got, two elite running backs in J.K. Dobbins and Mike Weber. You've got a ton of talented receivers with a new receivers coach in Brian Hartline, who I think is bringing a lot of energy to that group. You've got some questions on the offensive line. Is Michael Jordan going to play center? Is Thayer Munford going to be the left tackle? Those are things that are still being sorted out, but they've got some solid players up there. Defensive line, loaded as always. You got Nick Bosa, Draymond Jones, Chase Young, and then you've even got young guys like Teron Vincent, Tommy Togiai, Tyreek Smith, who I think are making a push for playing time this year. Linebacker, definitely a question mark. Tuff Borland has been running around out there, so I don't think he's going to miss a lot of playing time, but still really don't know who the starting linebackers are going to be week one. And then the secondary, obviously replacing a star in Denzel Ward, but I think they're feeling really good about what they have at corner with Damon Arnett, Kendall Sheffield, Jeffrey Okudah. Safety, we know Jordan Fuller's a top player back there. Not quite sure who's going to start next to him. Yeah. Looks like Isaiah Prayer's probably the guy, though. He's been taking first-team reps every time we've been out there. So, all in all, you've got some questions. You've got some really big questions that are going to be answered this week off the field. On the field, you've still got a few positions that are uncertain, but overall, this is still one of the most talented teams in the country.
When you watch, you've seen them very limited twice now. What I'm curious about is leadership, because a lot has been lost in that void with the loss of J.T. Barrett. How is that working out? What do you see from Dwayne Haskins? Who are some of the voices that look to be maybe separating from a leadership standpoint on the defensive side and the limited stuff you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell from little bits of practice, but I think certainly, you look at a guy like Paris Campbell. I think he's a guy who's really going to step up and be like the leader of his team this year. I think he's a guy that everybody's looking to. I think on the defensive side of the ball, just mentioned Jordan Fuller. I think he's a guy who's really going to be a leader this year. I think Draymond Jones up front is another guy like that. You got guys like Terry McLaurin and Johnny Dixon and Isaiah Prince as well, who are experienced players. And then I think Dwayne Haskins, he's not J.T. Barrett right now. He doesn't have that same level of respect from the entire team in terms of this is a guy who's been going out there and battling for 3 years. Right. And everybody looks up to him. But at the same time, this is a guy who exudes confidence. I think has a ton of belief in himself, and in turn, I think the rest of the team has a lot of belief in him that he can be the guy that can lead them to contend, as high as a conference championship and potentially even a national championship.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's what's amazing to this is we've been kind of inundated in this investigation, rightfully so. It's been the biggest story in sports over the last month. But at the same time, we have a really exciting football team that we're going to get to see play a week from Saturday. And you want to talk about uncertainty at the top? I mean, I can't imagine being in that room. Maybe they have a better feel for it than we do on the outside. But this thing, you feel like Urban's going to keep his job. That's my gut feeling. It's been that way for a while, and I think he deserves to. But at the same time, still the uncertainty of that, and the fact you play a game a week from Saturday, I can't imagine it. This is a wild card season, the likes of which that we have not seen. Keep it locked to Dan, of course, and 11 Warriors for all the information. They're going to have it all for you as this unfolds as the week goes along. That's the 11warriors.com web report. I'm Beau. That's Dan.